if anyone wants to start for the live, feel free to fire away. Paul, you had a couple, did you, for the live?
Yeah, I suppose welcome back. And what brought you back, Stephen?
Yeah, I think a number of reasons really, and obviously I only made the decision late last night, and so Gary Kelleher obviously had a clear vision for where he wanted the club going forward, and you know, I was excited by that, you know, by his plans, you know, and certainly in that meantime, in the time, my own circumstance, personal circumstances changed as well, family circumstances, so that changed part of my decision, but mainly I'm enthused by the fact that I'm coming here. It's a club with a great tradition. Obviously I started off here, and my mother's from Keogh Square across the road where it was, and she used to come here, and so yeah, no, I'm looking forward to. It's a team needs a lot of work, you know. It's we're at the wrong end of the table, near the near the bottom. It won't be easy. That can change quickly though, with some positive results. So that has to be the ambition to try and do that. So looking forward to it.
And just since you left, there's been an influx of a lot of new managers and stuff like that. It seems to be like a really great select. How much are you looking forward to coming up against, I suppose, former foes and new ones, people you worked with as well?
Yeah, I know. It is amazing, really. But the week that's in it, you know, of course, really, you know, with Derry and Damien Shelburne, and of course Alan with Bohemian. So all very good, all exceptional coaches, and there is a new, you know, there is a lot of young, really talented coaches in the league, and who are have a high emphasis on technical ability, and really, I'm really impressed with the level of coaching in the league at the moment. Very, you know, very progressive in their style, and I think a lot of the coaches will go on and do very well in their career.
That's all from me. Thanks, man. Best of luck.
Cheers, Paul. Anyone else for the live section?
So just going for the live, what was it like earlier being with the players and just being out on the training pitch?
Yeah, it was a bit surreal because, like, I've only been out of work for a couple of months in 25 years, so I've never not really been on the grass. You know what I mean? So I've always, although with the international, you're not on a lot, you're not on enough in the international team, but so I've always, you know, and I think maybe I struggle with that when I'm not, you know, and I'm not, you know, I need to work, and that's just the way I'm built. So, you know, I'm happier doing that, and I want to get back working, and decide to do that.
Cool. Anything else for the live? No. Okay, so we'll go 15 minutes embargo till 2 a.m. tomorrow. So whoever wants to kick us off, lads.
Stephen, hi, welcome back to Chicago.
Thank you.
Did you have any other opportunities to come to Pat since your managerial career when you left for Longford?
Well, yes, I have had a few, but listen, it's difficult to predict life. You know, it's difficult to predict life, and obviously the opportunities weren't right at the time for whatever reason, and so that's the way it is now. And I've decided to. I know there's a lot of work to do. I know it won't be straightforward. There's a perception that St. Pat's were stronger. Like, I think John Daly is a very good young manager who I think will have a fine career. You know, I don't know him that well, but I don't know him well at all. But I've met him a couple of times, and you know, that's the nature of this business. And I think it's you know, I do think there's a people feel that there's a perception out there that the team last year was stronger than it is this year, but whether that's true or not, it's difficult to say until players settle in, because a high turnover of players, and until players settle in and give an opportunity to give their best in a team that's doing well, then only a proper assessment can be made at that juncture.
what made this the right time to take the job?
There's a few different reasons, really. I think just that it is Gareth, his ambition. He want, and also all the people at the club, some great people at all levels of the club here that that I look forward to working with. But certainly, there's some personal circumstances in family life as well, which impacted somewhat on my wife's family. So the decision to stay in Ireland now and go with it.
Stephen, you mentioned earlier, I think in the club video, talking about almost being a partner with Gareth in the sense for like the vision for the club in the next 5 years. Like, what is that vision? Where do you see this project in 5.5 years time in the ideal world?
Yeah, like I'm not naive. I understand. I've seen some plans for stadiums, and over the years at various times, and I've been shown a lot of plans. But I think Gareth is serious that he wants to do it. Wants to, have that here, and obviously the European competition in a few weeks is another incentive. Because we aren't seeded. That's in that second round, but we're already in the second round. So, it is an opportunity, and already he's been brought the team to America this year, and he's talking about longer stints in January and trying to impact that market and so forth. And so we'll have to wait and see. Like, it's there's a lot of progressive clubs, obviously a lot of different owners than when I started when in the league, when a lot of committees ran certain clubs and so forth. Obviously there's a lot of very owners that are committed at a lot of clubs right throughout the league now. So it is a different league in that regard, and so it's difficult to be successful. Obviously a lot of some very good teams at the moment, and who are well resourced. So that's it.
Stephen, you were Ireland manager from April 2020 to November 2023, and it was a job, the biggest job in Irish football. This isn't as big, it's no one would accept that Pats are as big as Ireland. So how have you got your head around that you're not where you were, you're here?
Yeah, that's I think I think that's on the training ground, just to go to try and improve the team, make it better. It isn't the international team for any manager when you leave. I said at the time, everything is a step down, because it's the greatest honour to manage your country, and I've been privileged to do so. So I think, but I started, at Longford Town. I started, so I know with nothing, So it's not. I always feel it's an opportunity here now to come and build and try and build a successful team over time. Because you will need time now, because obviously some of the teams at the top end of the league have been very successful for a period, and they have settled teams and consistent structures and so forth, and so there's been a lot of turnover here in the last year. So it'll take a bit of planning now going forward.
One more for me. Leaving aside some press criticism, but Brian Kerr, for example, Virgin TV, he was quite strident at times about your Irish management, how he he felt that maybe things could have been done a bit differently, maybe done a bit better. I know he said this week he'd be a very good fit for here, and he said his comments were made on the basis that he just wanted the team to be successful. Brian is very much a presence around here, former manager, and he goes to all the games. How are you and he going to get on? Have you had a little conversation? And do you think it'll be fine between you and him?
Well, you're pretty close to him. You should know more than me. You're his personal press officer. Yeah, for the last 4 years. You're part. No, but you're one part of his press team.
Well, I would have covered teams with a title when Brian was manager. Yeah.
No, but So listen, that's you know, listen, he goes to the games, and you know, of course that's a big part of his life and so forth. But no, I don't think we'll be. You know, I don't think we'll be meeting for cups of tea and coffee. You know.
No, if you bump into a match night, you'll be fine. If you bump into him or that, you'll be fine.
Yeah, I think I don't know if fine is the word, but certainly I haven't seen Brian in a long time, so you know I haven't seen. Obviously, we had a very good relation for a long period, but you know that's the way life is.
You don't think you think he was a bit unfair?
Please answer that question, Philip. So we'll move on, please, if that's all right. Yeah, go ahead.
Well, you've noticed a big increase in attendances since you come back. And a lot of people are wondering, is it since COVID or whatever? But in a roundabout way, I know you had a brilliant record as Irish manager, but overall the way you tried to get the players to play, do you think maybe the public wanted to see Irish football again because of the style you tried to implement?
I don't know if that was the reason, but I do think the connection of me taking over the international team did ignite massive interest in the league in Ireland, and there was a synergy and record crowds, of course, in that period, and people believed in the style of play that we introduced, and we had a lot of very exciting matches, but we didn't win enough of them. And I think I never complained about not having my contract renewed. That's part of life. I think obviously 3 years we'd a lot of really good performances in that time, and some defeats, and it was a transition period for Ireland, and I think you know we gave 21 players their competitive debut in that time, and I think it's a really good job now. It's a different job than I inherited, you know, where a lot of players were at the other end of their career, and some players retired in that period. And I think I've spoken before about it, you know, the lack of players in between age groups that were progressed, but I don't want to go over that again. I think I think it's a really good job now for someone, because I know, like, at one stage I probably had a high number of players in League One and the Championship, and just Seamus in the Premier League, and then that was playing, and then all of a sudden last year you had, like, over the last year, nobody in League One and Championship, and bar James at the time, and the Championship, and then a lot of players, high number of players in the Premier League. Unfortunately, some of the players have been relegated this year, which is disappointing, obviously, with Luton, Burnley and Sheffield United going down. But because
I mean, the domestically, that a lot of people think it was after COVID, but I was saying, could it be indirectly the style of football you play?
I don't know, like, but I wouldn't like to claim credit for that, but I think it wouldn't be right to do that. But I think there was a massive connection with me taking the job, and you know, at that period, and people were enthused by it, and I still have people who walked through Dublin and you know, or anywhere really, and they understood what we tried to do. We understood that the two groups we got were tough, and we weren't good enough in the end to qualify, and it was that was a transitional period in Irish football history.
You say it's a really good job there, so are you surprised?
Sorry?
You say it's a really good job now, so are you surprised that 6 months on it still hasn't been filled?
I don't really. I've actually I'm not in touch with anyone in relation to the process, and I wouldn't have any idea what's going on or why, or I actually don't know. I've no idea. So only what I read, and so it's a really good job for someone now. It's a different job, and you've got a lot of really talented you've goalkeepers, centre backs, and attacking players, which is really when I took over and Dave McGoldrick retires, a lot of the attacking players in League One and League Two now from that era. But now you've got Chidozie and Evan and Adam Ida and Mikey Johnson, and these are a new batch of players that have come through in attacking areas, and other players. Of course, Michael Obafemi shone brightly for a period, and he's had his injuries and again, but players of that ilk have come through, and they look. There's good options, you would feel. Other players as well, good options for the new manager. I feel, and that's the way I feel.
Last couple, please.
Just one follow-up question on because Philip did raise the issue of Brian, and Brian obviously said this week that he feels your relationship has changed because of your feelings about his TV punditry.
Dan, we're not talking about Brian Kerr anymore or Stephen. It's about Stephen's job as the past manager. So
It's a follow-up question from
no, but
someone
he's
else.
answered the questions, so he's happy to talk about his role with St. Pat's. We've spoken about the Brian Kerr issue, so we're going to move on from it, please.
Stephen, how long did it take you to accept the job?
I only really made a decision last night, really, and you know, it was a big decision. You know, like every decision is, when you take a job, you wrestle with it, and so I felt I knew it would be a difficult job to take on, and but I'm excited because we're, you know, you're not taking on a team that's challenging for the title at the moment, and a lot of, you know, playing some good teams over the next couple of weeks. So we have to nurture this team, make it better, and help it grow, you know, and certainly try and get up the table. That's so I knew it would be a difficult job.
Is your target in the 5 years to win the league title?
I think I'm not going to just. I want to be successful anyway. You know, that's why I'm here. You know, I'm not here to. You know, we definitely want to be successful. That's without a doubt. That's our ambition. You know.
Success will be bringing the league title back to Chicago.
Well, it depends. It could be European success. You know, so we'll see on that. But yeah, you know, you definitely you want to be challenging for trophies, and you want to be doing well in Europe and all of that. But other clubs have those ambitions as well. So, and that's it's not easy. And you know, I think there's been a lot of points dropped in the league this year. So that's signs a lot of good teams.
Stephen, can I ask, was that length of contract on the table at the start? I mean, was it always
At the start of what?
At the start of like your discussions with the club, was it always 5.5 years? Was that sort of the start point?
I don't think that was really that was not really the big thing. Like, I'm not really hung up on that, and you know, I'm not hung up on length of time and so forth, because you know, it's not something that I got fixated on really, but that was offered, and so it's good to have that. I think it sends you know, you can build gradually, and you know, in the way that you need to, with that in mind.
Have you changed as a manager in the last 5.5 years?
I don't know, to be honest. It's difficult to assess yourself, you know, sometimes, and things like that. So I've learned a lot. I've learned a huge amount. You know, it's a huge learn. I've learned, you know, obviously in the group, Ronald Koeman, Didier Deschamps, but you know, in this group, and certainly in all the groups, great Portugal teams, Serbian teams, Belgium, all the top teams we played. We spoke about France and Holland. So you learn an awful lot in international football. It's the, you know, the highest level you can be involved in, and of course you learn a lot. And the game itself is constantly evolving anyway, the club game, and that's so that's, you know, longevity is difficult for managers, and I think you have to evolve yourself consistently. You have to continue to learn. You have to have a culture of learning, which within your coaching team, and also with the players themselves. They always have a desire for self-improvement, and to, you know, how can you improve? How can you get better? What do we need to do collectively, individually? I think you can really do an international team because players are gone and they're working with their clubs, and they're different requirements. But with a club team, you can. These are things that can be specific to what you can. You know, you can definitely improve the framework of the team and players individually, which is what you have to try and do.
Last one, John. Yeah, sorry, John.
Yeah, just to follow up. Like during those days, or maybe a week since Gareth first approached you, you were wrestling with this, as you say. Was there any time where you had resigned yourself to not taking it?
Resign myself to not taking it.
Of a mind not to take it, given those factors.
Yeah, no, yeah. I mean, it's you always have to consider these things, and then you know, I think he wants to improve all aspects of the club in many different ways, and you know, I'm looking forward to working with everyone here, and to try and bring success to St. Pat's. That's the ambition. But obviously, a lot of good clubs, a lot of good teams at the moment. So nothing will be easily given. We'll have to earn it, and we'll have to. You know, I love creating attacking teams who, you know, can really excite the public. That's you know, that's what I've built my career on, and you know, and that can be even bigger than winning individual trophies sometimes. And I think so. It's interesting to see how it goes. We have. I'm still learning about these players. That they're, you know, there have been a number of players in the squad that haven't featured this year, so at all. So there has been a few. So I still have to learn about the full extent of the squad.
Just finally, just on the operational side, you bringing in any staff or?
I haven't appointed an assistant yet, so as I said, I only decided to take the job last night, and so you know, so I'll have to have a look at that now. And Sean O'Connor is you know, staying on with the club, and as first team coach, and Pat Jennings, who of course played for me at Derry, who I know well. So we look forward to that.
Thanks.
Last one from Dave.
Yeah, John was going to ask there, yeah. So.
Perfect. Okay, thanks, lads.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Thank you.